Hey YouTube, Jay Green 302. 2 minutes ago I just got done doing a deep dark rant. And while the fire is still stoked, let me basically just make it part 2. Just talked about community support versus the individual. So instead of gloom and doom on this one, I will bring up the concept and the idea that should things go bad, you need your neighbor's support. You need a group that will stick together. You need to think about, how do you take your scared neighbors, pull them together, prioritize for them, because they haven't thought about anything. They don't understand just how deep the shit is and where the problems are, because they've been rolling along in their life thinking about a mortgage and thinking about getting to work on time, not thinking about what to do in circumstances when it gets bad. So they have no clue, they have no expectations, they have no foundation or understanding whatsoever. You need to be able to go to your neighbors before it gets bad. Ask everybody to get together at some place. Talk to them. Explain to them what is about to happen. Explain to them so that they understand that there may be dead bodies in the street, that there may be people getting desperate, that there may be gun shootouts. And ask them to take stock in what they have as far as possessions and to prioritize for them water, food, shelter, heat, communications, working together. What constitutes, based on how the neighborhood is set up, a mutual support and mutual defense system? What constitutes fallback positions? What if one gets hit? How do the others support it? How do we take care of the kids? How do we prepare them for what is about to go down? How do we prepare the wives? How do we get them working together? We've got people and time to utilize as a group for a group benefit. Have you thought about how to pull everybody together and what you would say, how you would get them on the same page, how you'd get them pulling on the rope in the same direction so that the group becomes better, stronger, and more capable of defending not only you, but the rest of them, so that when these groups come through and they're desperate, you present so much of a defense that you're just not a worthy target. There's too many solos out there that, think about it. You don't take on 20 when you can take on 2. That's common sense. It's better to move on, because they're going to understand their friends are going to die as they continue these actions. Have you thought about it? Have you gone down that mental road and kind of have a mental checklist? Because you're not going to have a lot of time to think. You're not going to have a lot of time to prepare and organize before it goes from bad to worse to nightmare. And then it just gets ugly. So you have a short window where you can get something pulled together if you have not got a group around you that is of like mind. That's an interesting thing. Yeah, I know people that are downstate, and I know people that are 200 miles away, and I know, that's great. But when it starts to go bad, it's going to go bad quick. And those people aren't going to be able to pack up their supplies and their ammo and everything and just roll on through all the problems and straight on over. Hey, let's all get together and crack a beer. Bullshit. 9 times out of 10, it's going to be what's around you. You're going to have to adapt, improvise, and overcome and deal. It ain't going to go down the smooth way you got it all in your mind. Trust me. Your entire battle plan will go to shit on first contact. Realize that. Flexibility, maneuverability, these are the key aspects. This is stuff that doesn't get talked about on YouTube. Nobody mentions the gore, the violence, the disease, the horrors, the unspeakable violations of humanity that are going to take place. I'm going to speak to it. I'm going to tell you about it. You're going to see the worst that humankind has. It's going to make war look like a goddamn playground. a child's playground. That's how bad it's going to get. You're going to have numbers. Not too many, not too little. You might actually have to use some of your food supplies in exchange for those numbers. You might have to have a group working together in order to supply water to the group, because you can't do it alone. There's going to be trade-offs and decisions that have to be made. You have to look and calculate, are these people prepared? And if not, can you get them prepared? And can you get them to deal with what's going to happen? The people that are holed up near you are the people you really are going to need the most. Or they die and then there's empty positions. Stop and think about that. If your neighbor is 80 years old, ain't worth a damn for what you need to stay alive, and you're the strong target, they're the weak target, where do you think they're going to go? They're going to go take out the weak target. Now they take that weak target out. Now your neighbor's dead. Okay, no big deal. You're still alive, right? You got a problem. The enemy is now camping out right across the street. Don't know about you. That's bad. Think down this road. A couple other quick thoughts. It dawned on me a couple minutes ago. Not only do we have Walmarts, but the Walmart distribution center happens to be right up the street. Have you thought about where distribution centers are for food and supplies and stocks that are hidden in these nondescript little locations surrounded by fences and nondescript buildings? Everybody knows about it, but nobody really thinks about it. And yet sitting there is massive amounts of supplies meant to restock huge super Walmarts. If you're a Walmart employee and the shit hits the fan, are you defending the distribution center? Do you think their distribution center manager or their rent-a-cops are going to pose any problems whatsoever when you need to get to food? No. When it goes wrong, the general public is going to be thinking about grocery stores and, oh my God, they're going to be in a panic. They're not going to be thinking. It's going to take a while before the light bulb goes on in the general sheeple to figure out, oh yeah, that's right, there is a distribution center. Be prepared to be there before them. Crowbars, lock cutters. Make sure you can gain access. Make sure you can get through the fence. Make sure you can get into the building, and make sure you can move materials. And guess what? If you're going to go on that little run, it's always better to have 6 or 8 of your neighbors. Thought I'd bring this up because if your neighbors haven't prepared, there is a way to go and get them prepared. You still have gas. You still have support. You have mutual firepower. You have 10 or 15 guys in a couple of trucks raiding a Walmart distribution center. I guarantee you they go from zero to damn near prepared real fucking quick. Because there's ammo, there's guns, there's canned foods, there's perishable. Oh my God, it's all in there. If you get there first and get your group supplied, you get a bunch of folks that have not thought about anything that they're doing, have not prepared, and you have put them real close to where you are. If you have the knowledge and can dispense it, you can then educate and bring everybody else up to speed real fast. Now you've got a powerful defensive group that is able to sustain themselves, hold out, and then when the general public figures out, they go get it. That's fine. You can only get so much, so good, so well before the mob mentality takes over and the place gets completely wiped out. Think about what's around you. Think about what you can tap. Think about what you can do in that first week before everybody else figures out what the hell is going on. Have a plan. Have mutual support and defense. I hope this really gets you thinking. Again, nowhere on YouTube have I heard somebody really talk about this. So I will. Thanks for listening.